Right, we're rolling. We're rolling, people. This is my first vinyl video. I promised it to you, and here it is, my first vinyl video. I've got a bit of Radio 6 music in the background. It's a bit of a spontaneous video, this, but I could do a lot of forward planning, but I think just doing it off the cut, just talking about my records. I've had a bit of a break from listening to records at the moment, but here's a little update. I'm going to go through, this is part one of my vinyl collection, so this is a vinyl collection video. I hope you enjoy this. Let's start with a bit of Boston. Great feel-good American band. It's got this kind of feel-good thing about them, and I don't even know if this is their first album, but I'm sure some old school fans would recognise this. Recognise this cover, and it's got a cool, they look like badasses on the back. I think unfortunately the lead singer did die in the noughties, or it might have been a bit earlier. He committed suicide unfortunately, but Boston, brilliant band. They'll always be remembered. Brilliant band. I need to delve into a bit more of their music. This is something I picked up in Wolverhampton. We Let Them Eat Jelly Beans. It's a fantastic kind of cross-punk kind of compilation album. It's got Flipper on it. It's got Dead Kennedys on it, Circle Jerks, Subhumans. It's a brilliant album. I'd really recommend checking out Let Them Eat Jelly Beans. I'm sure you can get it up on YouTube. Let's have a look, see when it was released. I got it, it was actually, if you can see there, £30 price tag, but I got it half price, so I think that was a pretty good deal, and it's in a decent condition. Let Them Eat Jelly Beans, great album. This is a bit of a band that I heard actually on American Idol not that long ago. Missing Persons, like an 80s kind of new wave post-punk band. Quite kind of interesting music. It's got some great tracks in it. I like Noticeable on the first track. I like Walking in LA. To be honest, if you're into your 80s kind of new wavy stuff, you might like Missing Persons. So maybe a bit of acquired taste, but good band. Check them out if you like your 80s vintage stuff. This is something I picked up from a charity shop actually. The Cartoon Crew Batman. Really neat little kind of soundtracky, quite cartoony kind of soundtracky music. I'm really pleased I got this because I'm quite into Batman. When I was young, I loved Batman Forever and Batman Returns, and obviously the original Batman, and then later on The Dark Knight and the films that came after it. But Batman stuff's cool, and you know, years to come, you never know, it might be worth something. It's probably printed loads of these, but it is in a good condition. So Batman, Cartoon Crew Batman. I think that's neat, that is. That's really cool. This one I picked up from a yard sale. Billy Idol, Vital Idol. It's obviously got the classic, it's kind of iconic song, White Wedding. I haven't really given it that much time, this album. Obviously, when I play it, I usually just play White Wedding, but it's pretty cool. I'd recommend that, Billy Idol. This is something I picked up not that long ago, last year, maybe about March, April time. Public service broadcasting. It's like a kind of, with all public broadcastings, public service broadcasting, he's in a frog or something, but this is really interesting, this album. It's like kind of Titanic themed, and I love the way they use samples and like kind of old English samples in their music. I think it's really interesting, really cool. I'll check that out. If you're into your kind of, I don't know, war music or anything related to that, you might like public service broadcasting. So interesting band, well worth checking out. The track I'd recommend is Spitfire from them. It's brilliant. This is Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. Shout, shout, shout at the devil. It's got some good tracks on it. I've given it a few listens, but I need to delve into it more. Shout the Devil, Motley Crue. This is something my dad picked up for me. I'm going to take the film off. It's like half off, so I'm going to get rid of that, put it in the bin in a minute. Seattle Grunge. This is just one of my favourite vinyl records to delve into. It's got Nirvana, a live version of About a Girl. It's got Screaming Trees Before We Arise. It's got 2 Screaming Trees tracks. Shadow of the Season is the second. Pearl Jam, Mother Love Bone. Alice in Chains, Bleed the Freak. Brilliant track. I think my favourite track on this is probably Pearl Jam, Jeremy. It's got a lot of meaning to it. It's a brilliant song. Nirvana, Come As You Are. Soundgarden, Rustication comes into a close second. Nirvana, Lithium. Brilliant album. I'd recommend picking this up on Discogs if you can. If not, get it up on YouTube if it's on there. But I think it's a neat little thing to have. It's really cool. This is one of my favourite albums at the moment, and I might even give it a spin when I finish this video and uploaded it onto YouTube. But you know what? Art Brut, Bang Bang Rock and Roll, just checking. Brilliant. Every track is a banger. It's just got a really kind of uplifted vibe, I think. Art Brut, really good band. Their other albums are brilliant, but I'm really getting into this one right now. I picked this up from Boldmere, a record shop called Psychotron Records. So if you're ever in the Midlands, Sutton Coldfield area, I'd check out Psychotron Records. They have a lot of collectors kind of things, so shout outs to them. But I got this Noi record that's a reissue for £15. I think it's their first album. It's got a neat inside section. Place it up for you. And it's a beautiful white vinyl, which I will show you. It's nice to have a few white ones. I've got an Indoor Pets one that's white one. This is probably, so 2018 I was listening to this album a lot. I still love it, Dilly Dally. I want to get their album Sober Motel on vinyl as well. Dilly Dally, great group. What's my favourite tracks in here then? Desire's good, Purple Rage is good, it's all good. Check if you like your indie rock with a bit of a punk edge with gnarly vocals, I'd check out Dilly Dally. And this is my last 2 records. This one is White Men and Black Men 2. Some of it, parts of it are quite hard to listen to, but still running the opening track. Shame, it's got some good tracks. It's quite hard to listen to in the past, but I'm sure you can it will grow on you until you're absolutely indulged in this album. It's fantastic. Listen to White Men and Black Men 2. Last one is a really easy listening, mellow album. I think it's the first album from Sunflower Bean, Human Ceremony. It is wonderful. So there we are, my vinyl collection, part 1. And you know what? I'm going to post my second video next week on Tuesday. So I hope you can stay peeled, stay in tune for Max's Music Capsule. Bye for now.